Chantel Denise, the host of the Nitty Grit, and I was talking about how you do not have to be a celebrity to make a difference, to make some change in this world. You can be just who you are. I am so excited that I get my free session right about now. What tools would you have to offer for someone who is dealing with emotional health?
Thank you for that, Judy. Oh my gosh, that really hits my heart.
Mental health is kind of like, don't touch that. It's like taboo.
And then all of a sudden, the person said, no, it's Spa Tracy. And I'm like, oh, they're talking about me.
You ladies are bringing it. I like it.
We're going to celebrate. We're going to talk about the things that we're doing and the things that we're going to continue to do to inspire this world. So have a great night, y'all. Thank you for watching. Make it a good day because you can. See you guys soon.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday out there. How you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are ready to be inspired and encouraged. Oh my gosh, my next guest, y'all. This woman is going to bring it. She is one of my favorite people who gets out in this world and makes a difference in it and helps so many people along the way. I would like for you to get ready. So get your popcorn and get whatever you need to sit down and just watch, because this is going to be a great show. I want to bring my guest, Julie Landi, on. Please welcome Julie Landi, y'all. Hi, Julie.
Hey, how are you? So great to see you, Chantel.
Good to see you too. How's it going today?
It's good. It's good. It's actually night. It's nighttime over here.
Where you're at right now?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So how's the weather there right now?
Yeah, it's warm, but it was beautiful out today. So I love it. I love the humidity. I love the heat. I'm all about it. So it's cool. It works for me.
Cool. I am from kind of that way. I was born in Texas. Mm-hmm. So I know what that humidity is about and the heat. But here in California, it's pretty hot out here. Now we don't have the humidity, but it is burning up out here.
Whoa. Yes. I've heard about the fires. And of course, having lived there for 25 years, I don't miss that at all.
Yeah. I don't blame you, girl. So, I want these people that are watching, and thank you guys so much, of those of you who are out there on Facebook and also YouTube now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. But Julie, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people and let them know who you are and what you're all about. And if you could do that in 60 seconds, I would be so encouraged. Yeah. And I think you would top the record with that one.
Well, I am a strategic problem-solving visionary.
You are
optimistically to win others over by the grace of God. That's who I am. That's less than 60 seconds, but I'm also a wife and a wife of almost 34 years and a mother of two girls, 24 and 21. And I love running my business and I love having connections with women like you. It's just a joy, absolute joy.
Oh, I love having our relationship too, Julie.
Yes.
You are so inspirational to me and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for just letting the people know who you are. I want to just get into our conversation, if you don't mind. Are you good with that?
I'm good.
So I titled this episode Vision Living because I know you know a lot about that, right?
Yeah, well.
So I wanted to ask you, can you tell us a little bit, like, what is your definition of vision living?
Well, that's a fantastic question. First of all, I really do differentiate the difference between a goal, a dream, and a vision, because those can sometimes get interchanged or linked together. And I see them very differently. So to answer the question, what is vision living? I have to first define what vision is as compared to goal, dream, or vision. So in my mind, a goal is something that you aspire to achieve. And it takes some action, right? You put it on a list, you're going to work toward it. That's what it is. You have a desire and you're going to work toward that achievement. A dream, as compared to a goal, would perhaps most likely take some action. It would require some action on your part and some aspiration, of course, and most likely some imagination. The dream, we enter into the imaginative state. Now, it may or may not be real or realistic, but dreams can have that kind of fantasy feel. Now,
Yeah.
the difference between a goal, a dream, or a vision in my mind is that, yes, a vision would have the components of a desired or aspirational achievement. It would also have the component of imagination, for sure. But what it has that the other two don't is divine inspiration. And so that's the difference. And so what I see is when you're really living in a vision state, you have come to a place where your unique gifts, your God-given gifts and talents have intersected with God's divine plan for your life. And you are walking in the spirit. You're in the zone, as we talk about, like sometimes that slipstream or in the zone, the sweet spot, whatever people refer to that is, but that's vision living. When you connected with the divine, with who you are, and you know yourself to be.
I like that. That's powerful. Now, would you say most people, with the difference, what do you think most people end up doing? Like, do you think most people live in dreams or goals?
No.
Yeah.
I think most people, I think people have dreams.
Yeah.
And they kind of like categorize them in that place of, it's my dream.
Yeah.
With a lot of skepticism about whether it would ever happen. Even that saying it's my dream kind of discounts the reality of it ever coming to life, because it's a dream. It's the way we kind of refer to it. So I think most people actually live in the goal achievement, goal setting place where they can put some tasks on a list and they can see them by sight and they will work toward them. So sadly, to me, that's a recipe for burnout after a while. Yeah. And then the dream living is a recipe for discouragement and disappointment, because you just, it really feels so out of reach. So not.
I love that analogy. I'm personally guilty of living in dreams and actually a lot of ideas, and also goals. And every year people go, oh, let's make this New Year's resolution. To me, that's a goal. And I actually just stopped making them because I never achieved them. I maybe get one that I would execute, and then all the other 15,000 I just never accomplished. So I thank you for that, because when I met you, that's when I actually discovered that there was such a thing of living your vision. And I think a lot of people might not know that, Julie. So I think what you just shared really is educational too. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's very educational. And so I'm grateful that God has allowed me to meet you, because I feel like now I'm actually living out my vision instead of a goal or a dream.
Right. I really hope that's helpful for people, because when, the Bible's clear, without vision, people perish. So it's something we all need, is to have that future look at life, that's something to look forward to. Right. But dreams, it talks about dreams and fantasies as well, and how it's just kind of, we're chasing in the air, we can feel that way. And, and goals, like I said, just kind of wear you out and burn you out. And, so I do think what's encouraging is when you realize that there is such a thing as a vision, and you get very clear on the distinction of what that is and what that involves, and how much of a reality it is to live out your own vision.
Nice. Can you do me a favor and share a little bit with the people about what are some ways you live out your own vision?
So are you meaning practically, or do you mean what the result is?
Like practically, because I think when you talk about vision and the difference between a vision, a goal, and basically an idea in our head, like some people might not know like what that looks like. Like if you can give them an example of how you personally live out your vision.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. So, and hopefully this will be helpful, but the practical application of it, because how does it become a reality, does require some practical application, right?
Yeah.
And for us, and from working with me, that we really determine first, we start with us. We determine who we are and who did God create us to be? What are our God-given strengths? Because everybody's different. Everybody's unique. And if you don't start there, you could be off base in even what is the vision. Quite frankly, the vision is something that I find is revealed to most people after they go through a series of assessments and really being a student of themselves. It's not necessarily something that God like blasts into you, or, you know, somebody gives you an idea. It's not an external thing. It's something that comes up from within. So that takes some study about what's within, meaning what are your God-given strengths? What are values that God has placed, you know, in before you? What's really important to you? What kind of passions has he implanted in you? That's really powerful. Like, what really lights your fire, you know, because again, everybody's different. And so by design, and then even the life experiences, which you and I have gone through, just like really examining our life experiences, because that was intended too. There are no accidents, you know, there are things that have happened in this world that maybe God didn't want to happen, but he's redeeming them for good. So how do we see them both from the combination essentially of the strengths, the values, the passions, and your life experiences reveal or illuminate a vision. And that's what I found happens. I mean, you knew you loved music and art and the creative stuff, but who knew that this vision of the nitty grit and the coaching practice and this whole business part was going to come out? Like it's like, it's all kind of out there. And then until we do these kind of clarifying assessments with people that help us to get really, really laser focused on who we are and what we're intended to do and what really is ahead of us, because the pathway does become very clear. And that's another thing that most people don't associate with vision or dreams or goals, that it's a lot of clarity, you know, but this really produces a lot of clarity. So how do I live it out practically? Every day I'm going over what are my strengths. Every day I'm talking about I'm aligning my life and my schedule, my relationships with my values. Every day I'm thinking about how do I work in 80% of my passions. I'm thinking about what do I believe, which comes from my life story. As a result of that, over the last, 5-6 years, actually now, it's ended up building a business, my marriage, my health, and my children's relationship with my children, and impact on this world that I really only dreamed of in many ways before it really was a dream. This is now a vision come to reality.
Wow. Ooh, that's good stuff, Julie. Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, those of you who are watching, I am still in the program. Just FYI. I really, what you just shared, I've seen when I came in, I had a lot, like I said, a lot of ideas and just not really working from where my primary place was.
Right.
My vision, my real true vision, and all of the things that I'm able to do, I can still do them. But what happened for me in your classes, it was like a transformation. It was like, let's get down to the nitty gritty. You know, that's really, I experienced getting down to the nitty grit of what I'm supposed to be doing. So I thank you so much for that. You know, this probably leads me to my next question. You shared so much, but part of what you shared, I would like to just know why you decided to live your vision for people. I mean, you're talking about some good stuff. What made you, like, what was the identifying moment for you that you were like, I got to create this program?
You know, that's first of all, it's a great question. And most people think that is the question they should ask. I had no idea what I was creating. Like, it wasn't like I woke up one day and said, I have to create this program for women. They need it. I followed that same pathway that I just spoke about. I just said, God, what am I good for? I mean, basically what had happened is I had a very transitional period in my life in that both my parents died suddenly. You know, my career came to an end about 2 decades. And then I had some unfortunate family challenges with some, sadly, my brothers and I have a really broken family situation I come from. So the loss of my parents, the break with my brothers, which was in formation before that due to a lot of other things. But then the loss of my career that I had invested my life in, and the time period of my life where my children are getting ready to go off to college, like they were middle to late teens, really put me in a situation where my husband's doing his own thing. Like, I'm like, what about you? Like, everybody's going on, the world is going on without you, so to speak. What's next for you? I mean, you have a lot of life ahead of you, but I was depressed, actually depressed, struggling with anxiety. I just felt like, what am I good for anyway? I mean, really, I was like, what am I good for? These were the questions I was asking, quite frankly. What am I good for? What am I good at? I must be good for something, God. I mean, you didn't just leave me here for no reason. I'm just reasoning and wrestling with God and with myself about who I am and what I believe and what's important to me. What do I even like doing anymore? Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what I like doing at that point. I was so mired in responsibility and survival. And I was so, my values were all over the map. I was like trying to please everybody and their brother, like please this person, that person. So I'm living my life according to everybody else's wishes. And I didn't even know. I was very adept at what I was not good at, my weaknesses and all the things that were wrong with me. But I could not tell you at the time what my strengths were. I did not have clear values nor clear boundaries. I wasn't excited in my passions. I don't even know what I like doing. And I really didn't know what I believed. And I don't necessarily mean in an eternal way, but I mean just about the way the world works and the way I'm supposed to be a part of it. So to me, all that confusion and this muck, and I just felt stuck. I felt stalled. I felt like hopeless about my own future. So when I say that vision about that scripture about without vision, people perish, I really genuinely felt the weight of that. And I know I didn't realize it at the time, of course, but as I walked through this in my mind, intuitive process to kind of find my way out, that brought me to what I felt like was this kind of divine message, because it was like, what do I believe? I believe that every individual is uniquely gifted, and that if they take the time to discover and develop and distribute their gifts in this world, we're going to make the world better. I believe that God has a specific plan for each of us. And that is, we are his tools. We are the way that the world is supposed to work better, but we don't all operate in that space. And so there's so many missed solutions. The world goes without because we're not in that space. So as I began to develop and really get clarity around that belief, I realized, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, is helping, other people discover and develop and distribute these gifts. Just as I kind of sorted this out myself, ironically, I had about, I don't know, probably a dozen people ask me, how did you figure that out? How did you figure that out? And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know. Let me hold on a second, guys. Let me sit and think about it for a second. I'll get back to you. And so that's what I did. I literally said, okay, let me go back and sit and think through this. How did I just figure this pathway out from my depressed, meaningless, hopeless place to a place of like much more directed, purposed, feel like I have a passion and a mission again. So how did I get there? And so once I mapped it all out, I realized I actually have a real distinct process, which goes beyond what I've just shared. It's kind of 30 steps actually, but people started asking me for that. And I said, oh, okay, I feel compelled by God now. So when a couple people started asking me for it, I started just saying, oh, well, let's see if it works for you too. So we worked it with a couple of women, 3 other women that just tried it on. It worked for them too. They found their way forward to creating, jewelry businesses and, nutrition health businesses and getting out of divorce situations that were terrible and, moving on to next levels of living in their life and up leveling. And I was like, oh my gosh, this actually works, So I say all that to say, that's what I mean by when you study out who you are designed to be by God, and then it intersects with the divine, you start living your vision. And so when I did that, I all of a sudden had these different people asking me, show me, please. Can you show me, please? Can you show me? So it just kind of went ding, 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 ding. Oh, I can do it in a group. I can do it in a one-on-one, but probably to be able to teach more people effectively what I'm learning, it'd be best to do it in a group. And then of course, the beauty of being in a group of like-minded women is so powerful. Like you and I get to share this beauty of this relationship that we have. So we help each other up level. So I learned as much from them as they learned from me, but I didn't realize it would end up creating this community over the last 5 years of hundreds of women that are now living like this and, coming from everywhere around the world to be a part of it, literally from Kenya to Australia, and all across the US. So I had no idea that so many women felt like I felt, stuck, undirected, just scattered and frustrated in their souls about who they were and what they could do. And they didn't know how to get there. So I guess that's how I didn't wake up. Like I said, I did not wake up one day and go, I'm going to start this business and this is going to help all people. No, not even.
Well, I love how you did. I mean, it seems like God just directed you. And the beautiful thing about what you're sharing is that you were in a situation, you had an experience that did not go wasted for you.
Right.
Because a lot of times when we go through hard situations and different things happen in our life, sometimes we don't move forward for a long time. Sometimes we sit in it or, get bitter and are not productive. And so what I love about what you've done is you've had some hard things happen in your life. You've had some challenges, but you took what you were going through, your experiences in life, and you cultivated into something. You did something with it. And I admire that. And I think it's so beautiful what you're doing and watching, because I get to watch these women transform right before my eyes in our group and being able to transform myself. It's been so beautiful, so remarkable, Julie. Girl, I got to give you a hand. I'm really serious because I think that, you and I have some similar things. We have some similar people in our lives. We have Christian background. And so sometimes, when you go through a lot in life, you got to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
As a Christian, but sometimes it's just really hard to go in the direction of where God is calling you because you think, oh, I'm supposed to, that might get in the way of this.
Yeah.
And God is not divided like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so he gives us the vision. And I feel like you are helping women to see that. Like there's no divide, that God is full. He's not, what do you call it? Separated in all these different pieces. Oh, I have my singing career over here.
Right.
And then I have my Live Your Vision group over here. And then I have my church people here. You've actually taught in this class how to bring all that stuff together because it's supposed to be whole.
Right.
So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you sharing a part of your life story too. That really means a lot. I wanted to ask you this question. You explained a little bit about what you do, actually a lot. So knowing that there's so many women's group out there, the new thing now is everybody's a coach. Like there's a million. I mean, I even see it on my feed, like, come to this class if you want to be this. It's like the hot ticket right now, right?
Right.
So being that that's the case, how do you, in your group, in your company, what makes you stand out? What would you say would be the difference that you can stand on and say, this is different? And you may have already shared that a little bit, but if there's anything more you can offer, say, this is what's unique about my practice. This is what's different than any other group that I've personally been a part of.
Yeah. And I appreciate that because you're right. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot out there and there's a lot to choose from. But I think what, even what we teach is that what is your unique selling proposition, for lack of a better word, or what makes your brand is you. The more you can live into who God created you to be, the more authentic you can be, the more aware of who God created you to be and can discover it and develop it and just own it, the more you stand out. Because, everybody has connection and chemistry. Coaching is very much about chemistry. Now, I also have created, we always say is that we have a very simple, which that's not always the case, but a very simple, highly structured, highly supported program to help bring clarity to women so that they can up-level their confidence, build their faith, and as a result of that, discover, develop, and distribute their gifts for greater impact and income. So we have streamlined what took me many, many years and tens of thousands of dollars, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in my search and all that, we've compartmentalized it into 1 year. And it sounds like a lot, 1 year, but we've collapsed time. We have a very structured, proven program that year after year after year produces graduates that go on to do great things. whether they're stay-at-home moms that become endangered species advocates and travel to Africa 9 times because they love rhinos and elephants and they're serving the population that way, or whether they're like yourself, you're a coach for the creatives, which that's a whole nother segment of the world, because creatives are known for their being scattered, and having gazillions of ideas, but not being able to execute on them. We all know that. I am.
Yes.
Yes. And so God forbid that, where does the starving artist idea come from? Hello. If you have a great idea, but you can't execute on it, you're not going to make any money at it. So, the bottom line is that with our coaching program, it's very simple. It's very structured. It's very highly supported. And what I have found is a lot of times in the area that we really fit into, I think, is that we give a lot of high personal touch as well as experience for a great value. And usually in the coaching world, for high touch, high experience, you pay premium top dollar, or for inexperience, scattered, somewhat support, you can pay a few $100s a month, you pay that. So we're meeting that need in the industry of highly supported, highly structured, very simple, high personal touch, high value of experienced coaches that help lead women. Because the coaches that we have in our group are, 30-year veterans in the field of, coaching high performance teams. They're 40-year veterans in the field of coaching women's leaders around the world. Myself, I have almost 30 years of experience myself as a counselor, coach, mentor, so, we're not, the coaches themselves are not super young, because it takes a depth of wisdom to really help meet a lot of needs and to encounter people and help them stay on track. And honestly, you don't get that with, you can't get 50 years experience in a 25-year-old body. So for us to employ coaches, senior coaches, this many high-level senior coaches, it's rare. It's a very rare find.
Wow. Girl, I love when you said that the program is about discovering, developing, and distributing. That sums it up for me. That is really, I think that's the golden ticket for every human being, actually. If they can just be in the element of always discovering more and being willing to grow, develop, and then give that out to the world, like, that's powerful. So I hope you're coining that, because that's your tag, baby.
That's literally what we do. Those are the 3 phases we take you through in the year: discovery, develop, and distribute. Yep.
And I have experienced all of that, Julie. So you guys out there that are watching, she ain't no joke. She's the real deal. For real, really. So I'm going to read some of these comments before I have one more question for you. But thank you for all of that. I'm going to read some of these comments people are saying here. Let's see. Well, first of all, we got the welcome of hi, ladies. And someone put, live your vision. Amen. Julie lives it and gives it away. She empowers women in any stage of life. I love that living your vision is God focused. Julie helps women identify the strengths, values, and passions in her life. In her Live Your Vision program, when you clearly define yourself, you can emerge to the woman God created you to be. Be a student of yourself. Chantel and I are both in the program. Yes, that's Robin right there. Hey, Robin. It's deeply insightful. It's a deeply insightful program that will power the group to use God's principles and steps that Live Your Vision provides, helps emerge God's plan for each individual. Like that, we are our brand. Someone loved that comment you said. Someone said, I love what she said, tuning in from New Jersey. Hey, New Jersey, that's Monica. Hey, Monica. Discovery, someone put back in the tag, discovery development and distributing. Love what you shared. So thank you guys for those comments. I really appreciate you guys giving comments. That means a lot. Thank you so much for that. So Julie, I want to ask you this last question. Being an entrepreneur woman, because I consider you that, because you kind of went and created from what you've learned in your own life. You've created this program, running your own company. What is your support system like? I know you mentioned that you have, these women who are veterans at coaching and they are on your program. Like, is there any other type of system support you may have besides that? Can you tell us who or what helps you maintain your consistency and your growth?
Yeah, no, great question. Well, I myself have a coach, for sure. I actually have several coaches in my life because I firmly believe in that. If I want to live at a higher level, I need a lot of support, a lot of support. So I have nutritional coaches, I have fitness coaches, I have coaches that help my children, I have coaches that help my marriage. I actually have business coaches, 2 business coaches, actually. So I get a lot of coaching myself. Obviously, my relationship with God is primary, that the support and the channeling of all of it comes through the Spirit, I believe. And then, on my team, so there's the Spirit of God that is my support. I would say that. Then there are my coaches that are coming from different angles to support me. And then I have this incredible team support. I have an incredible, administrator. She's amazing. I have, my personal executive administrator. We have coaching members. I have 8 people on my team. I'll just say that. I don't need to tell you who they all are, but they're just incredible. I mean, I just feel very, very blessed. God has brought all these women to me that want to be on this mission with me. And I'm just so grateful that I have women that have locked arms with me and go, you know what, let's do this thing. I love what you're doing. How can I be a part of it? And let's do it.
That's so beautiful. I love it. You do have a great team, girl. You have a great team. So being that you got this team and you have all these people helping you, and I love that, because I do believe when we have people that are working with us, it's always better than trying to do it by ourselves. I've definitely been guilty of oh no, I'm going to just do it. And because if I do it, it gets done. It's no. You've really shown me that the teamwork makes the dream work. It actually makes the vision work.
Yes. 100% yes.
Yes. So what advice can you offer to help and encourage others to live out their own vision? You've shared so much good stuff, but what additional advice could you offer the people that are watching to encourage them to live out their vision?
Well, number one, don't go it alone. I mean, I think that seems rather obvious, but statistically, trying to make something grand on your own, a change or anything like that happen, you have about an 8%, single digit, right? Chance of making that happen. Now you add a guide, support, and some accountability, and your chances of having success with whatever you're taking on then up to 95%. So wow. I'm a risk taker. I'm a faithful woman, but I'm no fool, right? If you want to get anywhere in life, you better get support. Chantel is your girl. Get her on your team. You know what? Don't hesitate. Do not try and go it alone. And honestly, I have seen far too many women just dying on the vine, just struggling through life all by themselves. And, the community around us, Chantel, the community around us up-levels us day in and day out. We're rising together. Now you got to get the right community. I will say that because I have been a part of myself several different communities that are just catty and competitive and tear you down. So you got to be careful of the kind of community that you want to be a part of. But in any case, the right kind of community is the first step that you need to have, along with the right guide. I mean, otherwise you're just going to be I was liking it to I think it should have taken the Israelites 18 days to cross, into the promised land. It took them 40 years wandering. And that's what we do in our life. We aimlessly wander. Yeah. I don't have 40 years to wander the desert, girl. I got things to do. I got to make time count.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Thank you. I absolutely agree, Julie. I love that you said the right team. and the right person, because sometimes not every relationship that you get in is supposed to be that group.
No.
You actually growing together and learning each other. And so I appreciate you sharing that. And I've definitely learned that a team, a group, is the support is so much better to have than trying to go alone. And I have a great group of women that are in my life that actually help me spiritually too. And it's just beautiful. So what you're saying is so true. And you guys who are watching, I mean, what this woman is saying, this stuff is golden. So I hope that you guys are taking notes. I hope that you are. I know, being that you said all of that about your support team, I know that you have this event coming up, right? Which I'm actually really excited about. I want to share this event. So all you Facebook and YouTube friends out there, let me share this event with you real quick, because I think this is pretty remarkable. So let's see how I can share my screen. And so as I share this, can you tell us a little bit about this event?
Oh, by all means. Okay. So obviously we have this community of hundreds of women that are, discovering, developing, and distributing their gifts and moving through that process to do that. But once a year, we try to have a live event so we can showcase those women. And Chantel happens to be one of them. So she will be not only performing at the event, because she's just an incredible talent, but also speaking, because her vision has graduated to becoming so much more and so much clearer. So we're excited to have her. But anyway, it's a conference that we put together. And this year in particular, it is a stand against what I consider women's greatest enemy. And it's not the pandemic. It's not the social unrest. It's not the political unrest. It is fear that takes us down. And we are so captive to it now these days. And so this is a stand against fear. This is a stand against evil, really. And so women literally are coming together from as far away as Germany to Alaska. They're literally coming to Atlanta, Georgia, to spend a day with us, or some of them are spending the weekend because we're having a retreat too. But for this particular day, they're coming to spend the day with us on 70 acres of this pristine farmland that we have all to ourselves. And it really is a conference where we're going to showcase, we're going to learn, there are interactive lessons on how do you figure out your strengths? How do you figure out what your values are? How do you understand and locate and follow the flicker of your passions? Really, what is your story good for anyway? And how do you reframe that? And then all the applications, along with incredible entertainment, incredible prizes that'll be given away. We're also have an amazing a couple of things that we represent, but the International Women of Courage Awards, which is given by the State Department for women who lay down their lives in humanitarian efforts for the betterment of humankind all around the world. We're highlighting them and giving an award as well. And we also have our own award that we give away called the Women of Vision Award. And she is a woman that has faced unbelievable circumstances and yet has been unyielding in her vision. And so we're so pleased to announce that award, and we will present her with the gorgeous necklace that is designed by one of our own, and then her financial award, which we'll be happy to give her to her own charity. But the thing is that more than anything else, this community that we're talking about, Chantel, is coming together. They're gathering to rise against fear, to get unstuck, to support one another, to really learn how to use what they've been given so that they can go on and really live out their own vision. Because as I said, I really believe that every individual is uniquely gifted. And if they will take the time and invest in themselves, that's a big if, but if they will take that time to invest in themselves, to discover, then develop and distribute those gifts, we will make this world better. We will find solutions to so many issues out there that are buried inside each individual. And in this case, each woman that I work with, she comes out and they are literally solutions to the world's issues hidden in each one of us. And so that's what this day is about. So if you're curious about what's inside of you, that's a world-changing issue, then come on out. I mean, book your tickets. The link is in the chat. Click the link, get a ticket, book your flight if you need one. They're flying in. Yes, they are. And it's open air. It's totally a safe, beautiful, outside, spectacular venue, all to ourselves, 70 acres, all to ourselves, with a beautiful farm to table lunch, interactive activities, yoga, you name it, like the whole 9 yards. It's a true retreat. So,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. Yes. I can't wait. Thank you for sharing that stuff, Julie. Did you guys hear that? So those of you guys, they can watch that online in the link too. Like those who
Yes,
can't.
we will have virtual opportunities as well. That's be rolling out this week. So you can get a virtual ticket if you can't fly to Atlanta. And I know there are some that can't. Please join us online.
Awesome. Someone put it's going to be a great girlfriend getaway. I love that. I can't wait. This live event traveling from Idaho to Georgia. Yes, yes, yes. So these comments, thank you guys so much for getting involved tonight. I appreciate you. Julie, thank you so much. I really have enjoyed having you on. I think you just perfectly explained what vision living is all about. If you guys did not get the top of this conversation and you just hopped on, please go back and listen to it, because there's so many amazing nuggets that she just dropped for y'all to keep, to have, and to hold. So with that said, Julie, I want to ask you if you would be so kind to, because people out there might want to know how they can find you and connect, and but beyond the event that you're going to have, they may want to say, hey, maybe I want her as my coach. I don't know. So could you give the people like information on how they can connect with you?
Of course. Well, obviously you can, well, not obviously, but you can connect with me through my website, which is liveyourvision.us. Let me just make that clear. Liveyourvision.us, like Zoom or like the United States. All right. Liveyourvision.us. Or obviously we're on Facebook. Live Your Vision is on Facebook. Julie Landi on Facebook. Please, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're pretty much everywhere. So please follow us, whatever, or join our groups. We have some fantastic free groups too, where you can just, hop into on a Facebook group and get tons of great feeding. And there's all sorts of free events that we host during the year. And we have our own Vision Talk series that we do as well, which tomorrow I'm actually interviewing my own daughter, who is
Yay! That's going to be hot.
Yep.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch that one.
And she's actually taking the program now too, which is why I'm actually taking and by her own desire, she asked to do that. So anyway, there's just tons of great stuff. If you really want to know, how do you figure out your own vision and how do I live it out and have it become a reality, then jump in through the community and join us somewhere. We'll help you out.
Yeah. And there's a Facebook group too.
Yes. Yeah. The Facebook group is called Reinvent Your Life Facebook group, because that's what we're doing.
Great.
That's what we're doing.
We are. Thank you, lady. This stuff has been wonderful. Wonderful.
You.
You hear me?
Thank you, my friend. Mwah, mwah.
Guys, thank
Love
you so much out there, Facebook. Thank you, Julie, for being on this show with me tonight. And I cannot wait to hear your vision talk tomorrow with your daughter. I know that's going to be powerful. And I am looking forward to this event in Atlanta. I'm just really thrilled that I get to be a part of it and get to walk alongside life with you in this way. So thank you, woman. You are incredible, and you are making a huge change in the world. I think there's more to come. And the fact that your daughter, which is the next generation, is taking the class. I mean, wow. Can you just imagine? And then her children's children and children, the legacy that you're leaving. So thank you for being who you are.
Thank you, my friend. Love you.
So that's our time, y'all. Thank you again, Julie. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. And as I always say, make it a good day, y'all, because you can. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye.